Daily horoscope analysis for Cancer, April 10, 2025. Greetings, gentle Cancer. The cosmos has prepared a nuanced tapestry of energies for you today as we look at the celestial influences affecting your sign on April 10, 2025. As the fourth sign of the zodiac ruled by the emotional moon, you're particularly sensitive to the cosmic tides, and today brings some fascinating developments. General overview: April 10th finds you at an interesting crossroads of energy. The waning lunar phase creates a contemplative atmosphere, perfect for your naturally introspective nature. The moon, your ruling planet, forms a harmonious trine with Neptune in Pisces, enhancing your intuitive abilities and spiritual awareness. This is not a day for forceful action, but rather for thoughtful consideration and emotional processing. The water element that defines your sign is particularly strong today, bringing emotional depth to your experiences. You may find yourself feeling more sensitive than usual, with a heightened ability to pick up on subtle undercurrents in your environment. This sensitivity is your superpower today. Use it wisely to navigate complex situations. Emotional landscape: your emotional waters run deep today, Cancer. With Venus forming a square to your sign from Aries, there's a tension between your need for emotional security and the more impulsive relationship energies surrounding you. You might feel slightly out of step with loved ones, as if they're moving at a different pace than you are comfortable with. The day begins with a sense of nostalgia, perhaps dreams from the night before linger, or memories surface unexpectedly. By midday, your emotional barometer stabilizes, allowing you to process these feelings without becoming overwhelmed. The evening brings a sense of emotional clarity that's been missing in recent days. A particular emotional challenge today involves balancing your need for connection with your desire for personal space. The stars suggest taking small breaks throughout the day to check in with yourself and honor your emotional needs without guilt. Love and relationships: in matters of the heart, today presents a mixed cosmic message. For Cancer individuals in committed relationships, communication takes center stage. Mercury in Aries creates a situation where words might come out more directly than your typically nurturing style prefers. This isn't necessarily negative. Sometimes clear expression cuts through misunderstandings that have been lingering. Your partner may be particularly energetic or impatient today, which could clash with your more measured approach. Finding middle ground requires conscious effort, but leads to greater understanding. A conversation started in the evening hours has potential to deepen your connection significantly. For single Cancers, the day's energy supports meaningful encounters, particularly in settings related to learning, spirituality, or community service. Someone you meet today may initially seem quite different from your usual type, but could introduce perspectives that fascinate you. Be open to connections that challenge your usual patterns. The Venus-Jupiter aspect active today enhances romantic opportunities, but suggests being careful not to idealize new connections too quickly. Your tender heart sometimes rushes ahead of reality. Today calls for balanced optimism. Career and finance: professionally, April 10th highlights your administrative abilities and attention to detail. With Saturn in Pisces forming a supportive aspect to your sign, work that requires patience, structure, and care is highly favored. You might find yourself in a position to organize something that others have left in disarray, allowing your natural nurturing abilities to shine in the workplace. A financial matter that has been developing behind the scenes may come to your attention today. This isn't likely to be a crisis, but rather an opportunity to reassess your approach to security and long-term planning. The stars suggest that conservative financial moves serve you best right now. This isn't the day for risky investments or major purchases. Your career path may feel somewhat foggy today with Neptune's influence, but this actually works in your favor. Instead of forcing clarity, use this energy to imagine new possibilities. Your creative thinking now could lead to practical innovations in the coming weeks. A colleague or authority figure may seek your input on an emotionally charged situation at work. Your natural empathy makes you the perfect mediator, though be careful not to absorb others' stress in the process. Health and wellness. Your physical energy follows a distinct pattern today. The morning may bring some sluggishness, making it important to give yourself extra time to ease into the day. By afternoon, your energy stabilizes, making this the optimal time for moderate physical activity. Perhaps a walk near water would be particularly rejuvenating, aligning with your ruling element. Digestive sensitivity is highlighted under today's lunar influence. Your stomach, always responsive to your emotional state, may react to stress more readily today. Light, nourishing foods that provide comfort without heaviness would serve you well. Consider meals that include soothing herbs like chamomile or ginger. Mental health deserves special attention today. The dreamy Neptune influence can either manifest as helpful imagination or anxiety-producing worry. Meditation practices that ground you in the present moment would be particularly beneficial. Even 5 minutes of conscious breathing can reset your nervous system when you feel overwhelmed. Sleep may be more important than usual tonight. The stars suggest setting aside adequate time for rest and perhaps creating a bedtime ritual that signals to your body it's time to release the day's concerns. Cosmic influences. Let's explore the specific planetary positions affecting your sign today. Jupiter in Gemini continues to expand your subconscious awareness, bringing insights through dreams and quiet moments of reflection. This position in your 12th house suggests that your greatest growth currently comes through surrender and releasing control, a challenging but rewarding practice for security-loving Cancer. Mars in Gemini activates this same sector, potentially stirring up buried feelings or memories that need processing. While this might feel uncomfortable, it's actually a cosmic cleaning of your psychological house, making space for new beginnings that will unfold later this spring. The Sun in Aries illuminates your 10th house of public recognition and career, putting you in a potentially more visible position than you might naturally prefer. This spotlight can feel both energizing and exposing for your private nature. Finding comfort with increased visibility is one of your growth opportunities this month. Mercury, also in Aries, supports clear communication about professional goals and ambitions. Today specifically favors writing down your objectives or having important career conversations that define your path forward. Uranus in Taurus continues its long journey through your 11th house of community and future vision. This placement brings unexpected connections and possibly some surprising shifts in your social circles today. Someone's unexpected comment might spark an entirely new direction of thought. Advice for today: embrace the contemplative energy of the day without forcing outcomes or decisions. Your natural rhythm aligns with the cosmic flow when you allow yourself moments of quiet reflection between activities. Creative expression serves you particularly well today. Whether through cooking, writing, music, or visual arts, channeling your emotions into creation helps process the complex feelings stirring beneath the surface. Boundaries remain important, especially with people who tend to drain your emotional resources. Your compassionate nature makes you a natural caregiver, but today reminds you that self-care must come first if you're to be of service to others. Listen carefully to what isn't being said in conversations today. Your intuitive abilities are heightened, allowing you to perceive intentions and emotions that others might be concealing or are unaware of themselves. Towards evening, take time to connect with water in some form, whether literally through a bath or shower ritual, or figuratively by journaling about the flow of your emotions. This simple act helps to reset your energetic system and prepare for restful sleep. In conclusion, April 10, 2025, offers you a day of emotional depth, intuitive insights, and gentle progress, dear Cancer. The stars don't demand dramatic action or decisions today, but rather invite you to move with the natural tides of your emotional wisdom. Trust your innate sense of timing and allow yourself to feel fully without judgment. The security you seek comes not from controlling circumstances, but from honoring your authentic emotional responses to life's unfolding journey. Navigate the day with gentle awareness, and you'll find that what initially seemed challenging reveals itself as an opportunity for meaningful connection, both with others and with your own tender heart. On April 10, 2025, Cancer will experience a fascinating planetary alignment that significantly impacts your emotional landscape and overall sense of security. The Sun continues its journey through fiery Aries, illuminating your 10th house of career and public image. This creates a powerful spotlight on your professional endeavors, possibly bringing attention from authority figures or placing you in leadership positions where your nurturing qualities can shine. The Sun forms a square aspect to your Cancer energy, creating some tension between your home-loving nature and public responsibilities. This dynamic positioning asks you to balance your private emotional needs with your worldly ambitions. With the Sun in this position, authority figures may play a significant role today. Pay attention to interactions with bosses, parents, or other influential people in your life. Mercury, the cosmic messenger, stations in Aries alongside the Sun, amplifying thought processes related to your career path. This planetary position sharpens your communication skills in professional settings, though you may need to temper your words with your natural Cancer empathy to avoid coming across as too direct. Venus glides through Taurus during this period, activating your 11th house of friendships, networks, and long-term aspirations. This Venus placement is particularly favorable for Cancers, as it creates a harmonious trine aspect to your Sun sign. Social connections feel nurturing and supportive, and there's potential for meeting people who can help advance your goals or simply provide emotional reinforcement. Financial opportunities may emerge through your social circle. Keep your intuitive antennae alert. Mars, the planet of action and drive, positions itself in Gemini, energizing your 12th house of the subconscious, spirituality, and hidden matters. This placement can feel somewhat challenging for Cancers, as it activates internal conflicts and brings submerged emotions to the surface. You may feel torn between action and retreat, with your energy fluctuating unpredictably. Use this Mars energy to courageously address psychological patterns that have been holding you back. Jupiter, the great benefic, expands your 11th house while in Taurus, enhancing the same area Venus is activating. This double blessing in your sector of friendships, groups, and hopes creates exceptional opportunities for community engagement and collective achievements. Jupiter here suggests that your dreams can be realized through collaboration and by embracing your role within various social circles. Saturn, the taskmaster planet, continues its transit through Pisces in your 9th house of higher knowledge, philosophy, and exploration. This creates a flowing water trine with your Cancer Sun, supporting structured growth in areas of spiritual development and educational pursuits. Saturn here asks you to build solid foundations for your belief systems and approach learning with discipline. Though Saturn transits can feel restrictive, this particular one offers stabilizing energy that helps you translate intuitive insights into practical wisdom. Uranus in Taurus activates your 11th house alongside Jupiter, bringing unexpected developments in friendships and group affiliations. This revolutionary planet may introduce surprising new connections or cause sudden shifts in your social circle. While potentially disruptive, these changes ultimately align you with people who truly support your authentic self. For a water sign like Cancer who values security, Uranian energy can feel unsettling, but it's clearing space for more appropriate alliances. Neptune continues its long journey through Aries, casting a somewhat foggy influence over your 10th house of career and public image. This placement can create confusion around professional goals, but also infuses your work with compassion, creativity, and intuitive understanding. The challenge with Neptune here is maintaining boundaries between your emotional nature and professional responsibilities. There may be situations where colleagues or supervisors project their expectations onto you, requiring discernment about which responsibilities truly belong to you. Pluto, the transformer, moves through the late degrees of Aquarius, powerfully impacting your 8th house of shared resources, intimacy, and psychological depth. This placement intensifies experiences of vulnerability and connection, potentially bringing profound encounters that transform your relationship with trust and emotional merging. Financial matters involving others' taxes, inheritances, investments may undergo significant restructuring. The sensitive lunar nodes align along your third ninth house axis, with the north node in Pisces in your ninth house of higher knowledge and belief systems. This nodal positioning suggests your growth lies in developing faith in your intuitive wisdom, rather than relying solely on logical analysis or neighborhood gossip. Your Cancer sensitivity serves you well when you apply it to understanding broader philosophical questions rather than getting caught in local dramas. Chiron, the wounded healer, continues its journey through Taurus, activating healing processes in your 11th house of community and future vision. This placement may bring up past wounds related to belonging and acceptance, particularly in group settings. However, it also offers profound healing potential when you embrace vulnerability within collective environments. The moon, your ruling celestial body, travels through Scorpio on this particular day, creating an emotionally intense atmosphere as it activates your fifth house of creativity, pleasure, and self-expression. This lunar positioning forms a flowing trine with your Cancer sun, supporting emotional authenticity and creative exploration. You may feel particularly drawn to artistic pursuits or romantic connections that allow for emotional depth and transformation. With this complex planetary tapestry, Cancer natives experience a day where professional spotlight meets emotional depth, social opportunities blend with spiritual insights, and personal healing occurs through authentic self-expression and connection. The overall planetary pattern supports growth through balancing your natural protective tendencies with courageous vulnerability. With the moon, your celestial ruler, forming a harmonious trine with Mercury today, your ability to articulate deep emotional truths reaches an extraordinary peak. This cosmic conversation between your emotional core and the messenger planet creates a rare window where your typically guarded feelings find eloquent expression. The words you've been struggling to form for weeks suddenly flow with poetic precision. Venus, in your third house of communication, adds a layer of charm and diplomacy to your words. Your speech carries a magnetic quality today that draws others in, making them feel both understood and valued. This is particularly potent in close personal relationships where subtle undercurrents have remained unaddressed. The universe is quite literally handing you the perfect vocabulary for those difficult discussions. However, be mindful of Neptune's square to your ruling moon. This aspect creates a thin veil of confusion that could lead to misinterpreted messages. When expressing something important, verify that your intended meaning has been received accurately. Ask clarifying questions and be willing to reframe your thoughts without becoming defensive. Jupiter's expansive energy influences your communication sector today, amplifying both the reach and impact of your words. A message sent or conversation initiated could travel much further than anticipated. This is excellent for those in creative fields, teaching, or public speaking roles. Your words carry weight and resonance beyond their usual scope. Your written expression receives particular cosmic support today. If you've been considering starting a journal, blog, important email thread, or creative writing project, the stars literally couldn't align more favorably. The connection between your thoughts and your ability to translate them to written form is exceptionally strong. Mars in your fifth house of self-expression adds a dash of courage to your communication style. You're less likely to water down your opinions or couch your needs in apologetic language. This assertiveness doesn't manifest as aggression, but rather as refreshing clarity and directness that others will actually appreciate. Digital communication channels seem especially favorable today. Messages sent through technology carry your emotional nuance more effectively than usual, helping bridge gaps that might exist in remote conversations. Social media posts, texts, and emails all benefit from your enhanced ability to infuse genuine feeling into digital formats. Your intuitive understanding of others' unspoken needs creates powerful conversations where you can address what's beneath the surface. You'll notice subtle shifts in tone and energy that others miss, allowing you to navigate complex emotional territories in conversations with remarkable skill. This is particularly valuable in family discussions where old patterns typically prevail. The positioning of Mercury in relation to Saturn brings structure to your thoughts. Ideas that have been floating ambiguously in your mind can now be organized into coherent frameworks that you can effectively communicate to others. This is an excellent day for planning conversations, strategy sessions, or explaining complex concepts. Your voice carries unusual healing properties today. Words of comfort or encouragement that you offer will have a profound impact, lingering long after the conversation ends. Don't underestimate how your compassionate communication can transform someone's outlook or emotional state. A thoughtful message sent to someone struggling could be exactly the medicine they need. The third quarter moon phase enhances your ability to find closure through communication. Conversations that bring completion to lingering situations are favored. You'll find it easier to articulate final thoughts on matters that have dragged on too long, creating space for new beginnings through the power of definitive expression. Pay special attention to nonverbal communication today. Your body language and facial expressions will be particularly aligned with your inner truth, creating a powerful congruence that others will trust implicitly. This alignment between your words and your physical presence creates a rare authenticity that cuts through skepticism or doubt. Finally, a unique aspect between Chiron and your communication houses suggests healing through expression. Sharing stories of past wounds or vulnerabilities could release long-held emotional blockages, not just for yourself, but for listeners who recognize their own experiences in your words. Your willingness to verbalize difficult truths becomes a form of collective healing. For Cancer natives, April 10th, 2025 presents a fascinating financial landscape with the moon, your ruling celestial body, forming a harmonious trine with Jupiter in your career sector. This powerful alignment opens unexpected doors for monetary gain, particularly through professional connections you've nurtured over time. The universe is creating a fertile ground for financial growth, but requires thoughtful navigation of opportunities. Venus, positioned in your 10th house of public recognition, suggests that your financial breakthroughs today may come through being seen and appreciated by authority figures. Someone who values your natural nurturing qualities and emotional intelligence may offer a lucrative proposition around midday. The placement of Mercury in your 9th house indicates that financial opportunities might emerge from distant connections, perhaps international contacts or educational pursuits you've previously explored. Don't dismiss messages from overseas or proposals involving travel or learning. They carry significant financial potential. With Saturn's disciplined energy influencing your 8th house of shared resources, joint ventures initiated today have strong foundations for long-term stability. This is particularly favorable for setting up savings plans, investment portfolios, or discussing loans with remarkably favorable terms. Your intuition around money matters is especially heightened today as Neptune forms a subtle sextile to your financial sector. Trust those gut feelings about timing, especially regarding when to make your move on a pending financial decision. The day's energy particularly supports passive income streams, royalties, dividends, or returns on previous investments might bring unexpected good news. Cancer's natural caution with money serves you well today, but the stars encourage calculated risks, particularly in areas where you've done thorough research. Between 2 and 4 p.m., a lunar aspect activates your 2nd house of personal resources, creating a window of opportunity for negotiating raises, discussing compensation packages, or pitching financial proposals. Your natural ability to nurture others translates well to nurturing wealth today. Think of your finances as requiring emotional care and attention rather than cold calculation. This approach will yield surprising results. Real estate matters are especially favored with Pluto's transformative energy touching your property sector if you've been considering investing in property, refinancing a mortgage, or making home improvements that will increase value. Planetary support is strong for initial steps. Digital currencies and innovative financial technologies also receive beneficial aspects today, though you're advised to thoroughly research before committing significant resources. Your financial instincts are particularly sharp when it comes to timing market fluctuations. The evening hours bring a Venus-Moon configuration that's especially supportive for networking events, with financial potential connections made after sunset could eventually lead to profitable collaborations. Family businesses or ventures involving siblings show particular promise under today's celestial influences. If you've been considering bringing a personal touch to a business model, the universe signals approval. The day's financial message ultimately centers on balance between saving and strategic investment, between caution and opportunity, between traditional approaches and innovation. Your emotional connection to security is your greatest financial asset today, guiding you toward choices that will provide both immediate returns and long-term stability. Cancer's natural financial strengths, patience, intuition, and protective instincts align perfectly with today's planetary positions. This creates a day where your typical approach to money management receives cosmic enhancement. Just be mindful of emotional spending triggers, as a challenging aspect between the Moon and Mars could tempt impulsive purchases in the late afternoon. Overall, April 10th offers Cancer natives a day of quiet but significant financial potential, with seeds planted today likely to yield abundant harvests in approximately 3 months' time. The key to maximizing today's financial opportunities lies in honoring your intuitive hits while remaining grounded in practical considerations. For Cancer on April 10, 2025, your fortunate areas shine with remarkable clarity. The Moon, your celestial ruler, forms a harmonious trine with Jupiter in Gemini, opening channels of intellectual growth and communication that normally might feel challenging for your water-dominant nature. This alignment creates a rare opportunity to express your deepest feelings with unprecedented eloquence, particularly in academic or publishing ventures. Your words carry emotional weight today, making it an excellent time for important conversations, writing projects, or public speaking engagements. The universe supports your voice being heard and respected in ways you might usually find intimidating. The home environment emerges as another profoundly fortunate area as Venus transits your 4th house, infusing your personal space with beauty and harmony. Real estate matters, home improvements, or family gatherings receive cosmic blessing, with unexpected financial benefits possibly emerging from property-related decisions. Notice how decorating or reorganizing your living space today creates an almost magical effect on your emotional well-being. Water-related environments particularly amplify your natural intuitive abilities today, with Neptune in Pisces forming a supportive sextile to your sun sign. Beaches, lakes, pools, or even long baths serve as powerful venues for receiving insights and inspiration. Creative pursuits flourish in these settings, especially those involving music, photography, or visual arts. Your emotional intelligence reaches extraordinary heights, making therapeutic work, counseling, or supportive roles particularly rewarding. With Mercury and Mars aligned favorably in your 8th house of shared resources, financial collaborations show remarkable promise. Joint ventures, investments made with partners, or applying for loans or grants carry unusual potential for success. Pay special attention to opportunities involving emotional investment, as well deepening bonds with trusted individuals, creates security networks that will prove valuable in coming months. Your career sector receives unexpected blessings from Uranus, suggesting that innovation and unconventional approaches bring recognition from authority figures. Your intuitive understanding of others' emotional needs creates leadership opportunities that might arrive suddenly, but develop into stable, fulfilling roles. The day also highlights your natural nurturing abilities, making mentorship, caregiving professions, or supportive management roles especially fortunate. These positions allow you to express your authentic caring nature while establishing professional security. Healing modalities show particular promise, with the Moon Chiron aspect suggesting your touch or emotional presence has unusual restorative power today. Whether through formal medical channels, alternative healing practices, or simply being present for loved ones in need, your capacity to soothe and heal reaches peak effectiveness. Spiritual practices conducted near water amplify intuitive connections tenfold, potentially bringing messages or insights that guide important life decisions. Charitable activities, especially those related to food security, emotional support services, or women's issues, align perfectly with cosmic energies supporting your sign. Volunteer work in these areas not only helps others, but creates unexpected networking opportunities that may later transform into professional advantages. Pay special attention to dreams and intuitive flashes around midday. When lunar aspects peak, they contain valuable guidance about which paths to pursue. Family connections, particularly with female relatives or maternal figures, bring unexpected resources or opportunities. A conversation with an older family member might reveal historical information or wisdom that proves immediately applicable to current challenges. Tradition serves you well today, with activities honoring your heritage or family customs creating powerful emotional anchoring that enhances confidence in other life areas. The day's energy supports reconciliation and emotional healing, making it an ideal time to mend fences with those you've been estranged from, particularly blood relatives. Your receptivity to subtle energies peaks today, making divination practices, meditation, or intuitive readings exceptionally accurate and insightful. Trust the guidance received through these channels, as the veil between conscious understanding and subconscious wisdom thins considerably under today's aspects. The moon, your celestial ruler, finds itself in methodical Virgo on April 10th, activating your communication sector and bringing a thoughtful quality to your social exchanges. You're likely to be more analytical about your interactions today, noticing subtle nuances in conversations that might typically escape your attention. This position helps you articulate emotional concepts with unusual precision, making it an excellent day for heart-to-heart conversations requiring clarity and compassion. With Venus positioned in Gemini in your subconscious 12th house, there's a fascinating undercurrent to your social interactions. Pay particular attention to those quiet moments between words, the meaningful glances, the comfortable silences, the intuitive understanding that transcends verbal communication. Someone who has been in your peripheral social circle may suddenly become more significant, revealing depths you hadn't previously recognized. Jupiter's continued journey through Cáncer in your first house